Underdog's victory is sweeter because it's earned through sweat, grit, and determination.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking while we look at it. I do this a lot though. I talk before the shows even start.
Me too.
And I don't edit none of this stuff out. This is like behind the scenes type stuff.
Yeah.
So I do not edit it out. It's behind the scenes. So we're gonna start in a minute. People, here we come. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like
Action.
Action, right? All right, good day. Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Full Court Dreams, the Underdog's Voice. I'm your host, Coach Steve. Today we have a very special guest. I know I say that all the time, but all my guests that I have are very special to me, so get over it. I'm sorry if you don't understand, but we do have a very special guest, Kyleigh Monk, whose perseverance and grit is sure to inspire you today. She's going to talk about a lot of great stuff. She's a collegiate basketball player who's been battling the odds and proving herself on the court for 9 years. So, Kyleigh, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody get the claps when they come in. Sorry, DL, I had to,
I feel so special.
Steal that from you, DL Hughley. But you are. So, Kyleigh, how you been?
I've been good. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on with you?
Living and learning. Getting through life, getting 1% better every day.
And we are 1% better every day. You remember that?
Yeah.
1% better every day.
Yes,
yeah.
see, I be living by what you be telling me. It be all up here.
Hey, let's get 1% better every day. So let's talk about your journey in basketball and all that, and get these people something to inspire to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Inspire to be. So basketball for 9 years.
Yeah.
Almost a decade.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't it seem long? Like 10 years?
No, it does.
It does, don't it? So let's talk about that. How you started, what got you into basketball, and how did those early days shape you for your passion for the game?
Okay, so first I was a soccer kid. I started in soccer. I always thought I would play soccer forever. And then one of my mom's coworkers was like, she's kind of tall. When I was in about like 6th grade, they're like, she's kind of tall. You should try putting her in basketball. And my siblings played, but it never seemed exciting or anything like that. So my mom's friend was coaching, and she was like, we'll just sign her up. We'll put her on our team. These were older girls, but it didn't really matter. It was Brett. They were like, we'll just sign her up. So I signed up. I went. I tried out. I couldn't even dribble a basketball. I couldn't do anything. No, I couldn't shoot, none of that. But they put me on a team, and then I kind of just fell in love with it after that. Like, I was like, okay, I kind of see why this is.
Was it the running up and down the court that you felt in love with?
Absolutely not. It was just the atmosphere. Like, basketball is like so fun and it's so freeing. So for me, it was like I get to be with people that I enjoy being around, doing something that I enjoy doing. So it was like I was a soccer kid. I love sports. We were a sports family.
Right.
So it was just something to do. And then I kind of fell in love with it. And my dad was like, well, if this is something you want to do, we'll do it. But you have to do it to the best because you can't start something and not finish it.
Right.
So I started working out with my dad. And then one day we played in a game, and I didn't really get that much time because, again, these girls were older than me. But one day, willy-nilly, they decided, let's just throw her and her best friend in the game. I mean, me and this girl sat on the end of the bench together all the time. They put us in a game, and I remember I hit a jump shot. I don't know what I was shooting at. It was crazy, but it went in. And after that, the feeling, the rush that you get from scoring, and my friend and I were jumping up and down, and my mom's in the stands screaming her head off. And after that, I was just like, I think I could get used to this. So I told my mom this was something I wanted to do, and we stuck with it, and here I am.
So where was this at? What record was this at?
This was Havre Grace.
Havre Grace, okay. They still got that up there?
Yeah, they still do it now. Thankfully, they still do it. They've been doing it, so. Talking about something.
So, how old were you when you started?
I was entering into the 6th grade. 12? Yeah, 12, 13, something like that.
All right, so after rec ball, what happened after rec ball?
After rec ball, I told my mom that I saw college basketball for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was like, you could do that. And to me, that seems so unattainable,
Right.
because I'm in the 6th grade. And when you're younger, you're like, I have so far before I even get to that point.
Right.
So for me, it felt unattainable. And my parents are big people. And like, if you want to do something, you gotta, you can put your mind to it, you can do it.
Right.
So my mom did some research, talked to some people, and realized like you got to play AAU.
Mm-hmm.
That really helps you if you're trying to play college ball. You got to play AAU. So she took me to my first AAU program. I worked out.
What program was that?
I went and played for the Maryland Cubs. So Rob Long's AAU team.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that was my first time ever playing.
Man, how old was you when you started? Because he only had high school, right?
No, he had a middle school program.
Okay.
He didn't have one for long, but when I was there, he had one.
Okay.
And so I worked out with them, and he was like, is this your first year? And I was like, yeah. And so he was like, well, I would like to have you on the team. I can work with you. I can help you if it's something you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah. So my mom signed me up, and I started playing AAU. First workout, I literally had a wide open jump shot, and I passed it. And they were like, what are you doing? Like, you didn't want to shoot the ball? And I was like, what? Because to me, coming from a team where everyone's older than you.
Right, and they was doing all the shooting.
Yeah, and I was just kind of somebody who got in when I got in, and I was fine with that. Right. And so AAU kind of taught me, you can do more things, and that program kind of shaped me into being a more aggressive player for the years I spent there.
So was that team highly competitive? Or?
Yes, so they were a very competitive team. They were every day I walked into practice, and it was very competitive. Like we were going at each other. It was every day was challenging. So every day we came in and we brought the best out of each other. And it wasn't an environment where we were doing that, but we weren't friends. Like we were still friends with each other. Right. We still got along. So I spent AAU years there. And then when I got into the 7th grade, when I played with him in 7th grade, that's when he told me that I could play at Mount Carmel. Then go to Mount Carmel. But I had to wait until I was a freshman, obviously, to high school. Well, right. It's pre-K through 12, but still. He wanted me to come play for the high school team. And so my mom wanted me to go to a private school before I got to Mount Carmel so I could get used to the grading scale and how they grade things. So she sent me to Hartford Christian in Darlington, and I went to school there. And then I spent my 8th grade year there, I graduated 8th grade and went to Mount Carmel my freshman year.
Mount Carmel was the first AAU team.
Yes,
how was that experience at Mount Carmel? The first year at Mount Carmel.
It was a rude awakening for me. It was a whole rude awakening. It was a new environment school-wise and new people, but ball-wise, it was very competitive because he, as a coach, was very competitive. He wanted to build a tough schedule. Right. So we played not only teams in our conference, but we played out of conference as well. So we went to like Title IX and we did stuff like that. We did public versus private. We did stuff like that. The first time we ever played like St. Francis, I was like shocked. I'd never seen girls playing ball like this before. Like, and he was something, but this was a whole entire different type of basketball. Private, like the IAAM, whole different type of basketball. So
one of the toughest conferences in Baltimore was the IAAM.
I was sitting there. I was like the first game we played, I got in the car. I was like, Mom, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. These girls got something I don't got. I don't know if I can do it. And she was like, no, you can. Like, you got it. And I was, I was just like, these girls coming out here, hitting me in my chest, and I'm falling over, and the rest, and they looking at me like, girl,
you better get up.
You better stand up.
They was tough. They won championships back to back.
Yeah.
He was one of the toughest teams. I don't know. Was Angel playing that? Was Angel playing that? Yeah. Angel was a sophomore. You was a freshman.
No, Angel was a junior. Yeah, because my sophomore year she was a senior.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So she was a junior. It was just something like our JV team won. But our JV team won. But it was just a rude awakening for me because
So when you went there, you went straight to varsity.
So I played on JV, but then there were certain games where like I would go up. Yeah, there were certain games where like I would go up, and then that was hard too because going up as a freshman you get it, but then sophomore year we played St. Francis, and I had like 20-something points in that game. I was shooting like I had never shot before. Like I was hitting a bunch of stuff, and then I got hurt. So he was gonna ask me to come up and play varsity from that point on, but I got hurt. Okay. And of course, I hurt my knee, and so I didn't want to risk anything worse. We just had a friend on our team who tore her ACL, so like I was scared. So I was like, I'll just stay on JV. Like, it's fine. I don't mind it. I like the coach. I like the girls. It's fine. But when he did put me up on varsity, I sat. Like, I sat the bench, like left bench.
Yeah.
And that was hard because, of course, everyone thinks they're good. But it's a hard pill to swallow when you're talented. And there's just people in front of you. And it's like, sometimes, which I had to learn, is sometimes not every game calls for you either. And that's hard on like the coaches to try to figure out. But that was the year we went to the championship. And then
what conference was that? B conference?
Was B conference. Yeah. This was B conference. That was the year we went to the championship. We played St. Paul's School for Girls. I'll never forget it. And it was competitive, but after that year was my last year. My sophomore year was my last year at Mount Carmel.
And then you transitioned. So, like, first of all, so did AAU prepare you for high school good? Or?
Yes. So I believe that I think that AAU taught me how to be grittier and how to be more aggressive, because AAU is everyone who's trying to make it, like where we all everybody wants to play in college. Right. And so not only that, but we're going to competitive tournaments. So it's like, we went to Gym Rat in New York. Like we did USJM. Like we went to a lot of competitive tournaments. These competitive tournaments got good teams. And it's like, they taught you how to be better. They're in your face. They're up in your grill. They're low. You got to really like fight to get every bucket and everything. So it taught me to have a different level of like city, that when I got to the IAAM, they played like that.
So do you see that? Because I know you do some roughing, right?
Yeah.
Do you see that now?
Yeah.
Is it really like that now? I mean, like, because when we was
certain
playing,
teams,
like, yeah, because like when
certain teams, yeah,
when it was more, to me, it was more competitive.
Yeah, like, certain teams have it, and certain teams don't, and then the teams that don't, especially when you're reffing, the teams that don't have it tend to get angrier when you don't make calls and you don't make reads and stuff like that. And I just try to tell them, like, I can't make a call because somebody's more aggressive than your girl.
And
like,
I used to tell y'all the most aggressive team will get the most calls.
Yeah, like, just like if she's going up and she's fading from contact because she don't want to get hit, I'm not going to blow my whistle. Like, if she's going in and she's making contact and she's getting hit because she's going in, I'm going to call that. And so it's like, refs, they always have that baseline. So like refs always start game calling stuff. And then once they see who's more aggressive, the calls will dwindle. So if you back down from the other team, I'm not going to call nothing for you.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling y'all, I got to be more aggressive, man. And just go and stop being that way.
If you look for the call, I'm definitely not going to give it to you. Like,
just
don't get hit and then look at me like, because I'm not giving that to you.
Right. Just play. So you went from playing competitively AAU and from your 9th to 10th grade year. Yeah. Then you went to Mount Carmel.
Yes.
So Mount Carmel.
Yes.
Right? You wound up leaving Mount Carmel?
I left my sophomore year, COVID year.
So what happened with that and why you wound up leaving Mount Carmel?
Well, for one, it was COVID, and Mount Carmel was easy because my mom worked near there. Right. But when COVID happened, and she worked from home now, her driving me to school in Essex every day just didn't seem like something that was smart. So my mom, we started looking into other places for me to go. Also, there was just a lot going on at the time in Mount Carmel, the environment. And so my mom was just kind of like, let's just look other places. And so one of the girls who used to go to Mount Carmel left and went to John Carroll. So our moms know each other. Obviously, we played together. And her mom told my mom about a camp that John Carroll does. They always do basketball camps. And I went to the girls one, and it was like a 2-day camp. And I went with a bunch of different girls. It was a bunch of different people. And I played for Coach Ty. And he asked me, he was like, "Are you looking for another school?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, we'd love to have you here. We'd love to get you here, get you all situated, love to have you part of the program." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. It's up the street. It's right in Bel Air. Like,
Right.
that's a much easier drive than trying to make Essex. And it's COVID, so it's easier if I got to do async and all that kind of stuff."
Right.
And I was fortunate enough because we actually got a season, even though it was COVID. The IAAM still gave us games, so we got games.
Yeah, because I think I was at Concordia.
You were stuck in Concordia because we played y'all.
Yeah, we was at Concordia because we left I&D because I&D closed down.
Yeah, because that's the year Brandy and Breon got a John Carroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were at Concordia because we played y'all. Side story, we played them when they went to Concordia, and I hit a 3, right? And Steve was telling them to get out on me because I had hit all these shots. And I hit a 3, and Steve goes, just like that, because he kept telling them to get out because he saw the screen coming. I was
about to say something. Coaches don't listen.
He saw the screen, and the girl said the screen. My teammate sent me the screen.
I was assistant coach. Damn.
He was like,
I had the Pep Boys coach, and they ain't want to listen.
I was cracking up. I looked at him. I was like, Steve is over it. Steve is over it. And we still lost that game, so they still beat us, but it was so funny. What are y'all doing?
They didn't want to listen to time. So we get the John Carroll. So moving on to John Carroll school years at John Carroll, what were some of the challenges you faced there, and how did you handle them? If you faced any challenges?
So of course, junior year, it's COVID season. So now the boys were lucky because they got playoffs and a championship, and then they got the other one. So they got the MIAA, they got the BCL. So they got both. We didn't get that. We got games, and that was it. You were done. So we got like 11 games, and then that was it. You didn't get to do nothing else. Managing a new school while you're in a pandemic is very difficult. And then on top of that, we went to school based off our last names. I'm cool with girls on the basketball team. We don't got similar last names. Like my group and their group go on 2 separate days. So I'm basically there with nobody I really talk to. Right. And you know anything about school, people have been there since freshman year. They got their groups already. Right. I'm coming in as a junior. People don't really want to get to know you like that because they already got their core group. So it was very hard trying to go in and navigate everybody and meet new people. And then we're trying to fit in practices and all of that, but it's COVID season. And so it was hard. And then you only get 11 games, 11 or 13 games. So you don't have a lot of time to really, you got to get the ball rolling. But if you don't have it figured out, you don't have it figured out. And then it was tricky as well because we played Mount Carmel. So this is my junior year coming out of Mount Carmel. Had not seen these people, I left, and now I'm going right back in, and I'm playing them, and then we couldn't have spectators, so my mom can't come in, nobody can come in. Right. They gotta watch it online. So they were in the parking lot, but nobody could come in, and it was just weird because you're playing your old school. Right. So it's weird because these were my sisters at one point, and now I'm on a whole new team, and I know how these girls play, so they looking at me like, well, what do they do in this set? What do they do in that set? And it's like, y'all are my new friends. I like y'all, but they formed my basketball career. So it's it was hard, but I mean, and we lost that game too. But we only lost by 2. But it was hard. It was difficult playing junior year. And then senior year, we got a new coach. So summer of going into my senior year, I played for you and I played for Ty for AAU. Yeah. Ty told us he was leaving John Carroll in the summer. He had leave John Carroll. So that summer, we're playing AAU with him. He sits us down at USJ, and it's I'm not. We get an email. So we get an email first. He doesn't even get a chance to tell us. We get an email, and then he has to tell us. So we're like, now we got to go in here and play. And you want to tell us? Why would you tell? Now we got to go in here and play. And so it was hard, and it was hard because you and Ty were y'all for a while I didn't want to play basketball anymore. You know this. I told you this. For a while I didn't want to play basketball anymore. And playing for you and playing for Ty, y'all were the coaches that took a chance on me when I was done playing that. Like I was done with basketball. I was cool.
Yeah, because that COVID year we was in everything kind of like open back up. We was in the gym. Everybody else was sitting home. We was at Pick Up USA.
And Brandy and Breon invited me. Brandy and Breon was like, do you want to come play AAU for something? Because I didn't know who I was playing for. Right. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, all right, well, we go to somebody. Like, you can come play with us. And I was like, sure. So I went and I played. And then afterwards, all the girls were like, are you going to play with us? Are you going to play AAU with us? And I was like, well, that's up to Steve. Like, I don't decide. So I asked him. He was like, come on. Come join. So decided, I wanted to play for him. I told Steve, I want to play basketball in college. This isn't just something that I just say. I actually want to do it. But yeah, I played for both of y'all, but y'all were like the two that really made me, I was like, yeah, like I really want to do this. And then Ty left, and I told you, I was like, I don't know if I'm playing anymore. Ty's gone, like, I don't know. And they took forever to find a coach. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to play no more. But they found a coach, and then of course I didn't finish my senior year of basketball. Was one of the first seniors to sign to play college basketball. Thanks to Steve. Helped put me in contact with coach, Al, and I played.
And so did all the work. Like I just set up things that. Tools for you to use, and we always tell y'all to make sure your child are involved in your recruitment. Just like all the other girls that was in, y'all took advantage of having that piece.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Of emailing coaches, and we videotape everything. We videotape practice, games, and we sent all that out to coaches. Like, because I want a coach to see how y'all practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How y'all games was, and then watch y'all grow. So you took advantage of it, and coaches got to see all that.
And I will say, it was also the tournaments that you took us to as well were very competitive, and they put us in front of coaches.
Right.
And I think that's important too. It's like where you go to play, you want to make sure that you're being seen.
And you want to make sure that your coach is really trying to put you in position, and really build relationships with coaches. I don't care what you say. If your coach is not building relationships with other coaches, and and other coaches trust that coach not to send them any bull crap.
Yeah.
Because I don't. My character is everything to me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I talk to a coach about a girl and I tell them about a girl, I really mean what I say. So that conversation between me and that girl is, well, this is what I told that coach, and this is who I believe you are. Like, so when you go to that school, this is who you need to be.
Yep.
Because this is you.
Yeah.
So
and you didn't lie to us either. Like, you were very like, you got to get in shape. You're not in shape. You're not ready to play college basketball. It ain't no joke. Y'all, you think you condition? Nope. You think you bought him? Nope.
I'm telling you to stay on you. You want to go to college? You gotta get in shape.
Yeah, man. You gotta make sure that you are tip top. Because when you get there, you're not just walking into a willy nilly. There's already people there. He's recruiting other people.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't get to arrive somewhere and simply because you're you. It's gonna be easy. No, like it's important that you have a coach who's like honest with you about all that stuff, because college is a whole different world.
Yeah, and sometimes like being honest, sometimes like you will bump heads with your team.
Yeah,
being honest as a coach, but they know it's from a place of love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So they might be mad at you at that time.
I know.
Oh, really?
Mad at you? Yeah. I'd be like, but I didn't even. Mad at you.
Mad at me all day long.
But like, I understood it was for the betterment of myself. So it's like, you just got to be like, okay, got it.
Got you. So, yeah. But I think that's just the coach's dynamics when you got a team that like really striving to be somewhere, be somebody, or go somewhere and really know like no matter what though, this dude yell, no matter what, he tell us the truth.
Yeah.
Like we appreciate that. We might not appreciate it in that moment.
In the moment,
right?
yeah.
Because everybody on high. It's
we
game
angry,
time.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? After the game,
he was right. Yeah, we get what you were saying.
Where we going at?
For real.
Where we going at?
What time's in this game?
Right. So yeah, it was fun times, man. It was fun times.
It was definitely fun.
All right, so you at Mount Carmel. John Carroll. Sorry, high school senior season was basically done.
Yeah, I played 3 games and then
senior season
no more.
Basically done. So now you get prepared for college and stuff like that. So during this whole time, like you mentioned, you feel like an underdog on certain teams and stuff like that. So
yes.
I feel like you always had to overprove yourself. Can you share some specific moments you really felt underestimated and how you overcame that?
Yeah. In high school or in general?
In general, high school. Talk about some in high school because I know some instances in high school, and it might have been some instances with me where you felt like that.
Yeah, I mean, in high school, especially when we got the new coach, of course, getting a new coach for anyone can be hard.
Right.
But for me, when we got the new coach, she already knew the other seniors. She didn't know me. And so it felt like, it was hard. Like, it felt like I was overdoing it because I wanted her to see me.
Right.
Because she had a relationship with the other seniors. She knew them. She didn't know me. So I felt like, okay, I'm going to show you the type of player that I am because you don't know me. And it always felt like what I did was always never enough or like second fiddle to what the other seniors did. And in particular, somebody that I played the same position with. And it's difficult because I'm trying. So it's not like I'm not putting in the effort. I'm coming to practice. I'm working outside of practice.
I seen the game.
Yeah. Like, okay. Yeah. So Steve saw.
I seen the game. I'm like, why? Like you got in the kid. I'm like, why is she not playing? How like?
Yeah. So it was hard, and it was like I was having great nights. So I was having nights where I'm having 20 points and I'm having 17 here. Like I'm having good nights, but you don't ever hear about it because I'm not the one she pushes. I'm not the one she markets. So I'm texting Steve like, what do I do? Because like I'm this close to quitting, but I don't want to quit because it's senior year. And when you've been playing basketball for that long, especially when you get to high school, you decorate for other people's senior nights. You do all the senior stuff.
Right.
That's what you wait for. So I didn't want to give that up. But at the same time, it's like I have to decide whether or not, like when does basketball stop taking priority over my mental health? Like who am I? Like basketball isn't just who I am. So how do I navigate that?
And she done that to a couple of girls, and I'm gonna say it. She done that to a lot of black girls that play for her.
Yeah,
and like she put girls that was her race over a lot of black girls that was more talented than her. Yeah. They're talented than those girls, and then mess with a lot of them girls. Confidence.
Like if I didn't have you and my parents behind me, I probably wouldn't have been done. Like I probably wouldn't have picked up a basketball anymore. Because it destroys your confidence and I'm doing what you're telling me to do. So I'm texting her and I'm having face-to-face conversations with her and I'm asking her, like, what else do you need me to work on? Is there something you need me to do to where you feel like this will, like, if I do this, it will help me in the game? Is some part of my game not translating when I get to into the game? Because as a player, sometimes you don't fully see yourself and all you need to work on. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, I'm good and that's it. So I would ask her because you're an outside person, outside of me. But it was never enough. And so I realized at some point I got to stop fighting to be enough for her and accept that I'm enough for me.
And it was like it was blatant. Like, where you could see it, like, this girl is better than this girl.
Yeah.
But, like, she had girls on the end of the bench, black girls that was on the best of the year. She had two black girls that was better than the white girls that she had playing with her.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't play them. Like, even with Bree coming in, Bree wasn't the but Bree coming in hustle, she rebounds, did the same thing. Like, so it was like you're playing girls over other girls, and people blatantly see why you're doing it.
And it's like you're playing girls, and in Bree's situation, you're playing girls who are younger than her.
Right, and Bree was a senior.
Yeah,
like
you're playing girls younger than her, who aren't. So it was difficult. And then coming into your AU team again, I'm new. I don't know everybody. I don't know the dynamics and the relationships of everybody. And it's hard coming into new teams because everybody asks you what's your position, stuff like that. And I don't want to step on nobody's toes. And so for me, it was like, I play this, but I can play here if somebody else, because I don't want to step on nobody's toes. And so when I got to that first workout, like I told my mom was like, go in there, be yourself. Don't, overdo it. But I told my mom, I was just like, this is a new team. I gotta prove that I can hang with these girls, and that I have the skill.
And what you did, but like a lot of people don't understand my dynamics of the team. So, and I think that's where a lot of people get confused at. Like when I have a lot of guards, I don't care who bring the ball up the court.
Yeah,
because we play positionless basketball besides even with Michaela. Like we have Michaela in the middle.
Yeah,
so we ran a 4 out, 1 in.
Yeah. But even she would dribble from time to time. Like if we were getting pressed and the big was in the bag, like she would dribble up.
It was so, and then it was depending. Like you're a junior, this girl is a senior.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
get her.
Trying to get her out.
Yep.
So now you're on your way out. I already got you set.
Yeah.
So my focus is the juniors right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them to where. And I think like 1 year, that's what me and you bumped heads like that, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not trying to, like, you already got yours.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to play so you can help your role this year is to help everybody else get theirs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's hard to understand.
Right.
Because it's like, okay, I get you're trying to help everybody, but like, I'm not gone yet. So just like, wait, you can wait a little bit. I'm not gone yet. But at the same time, it's like, you don't want to, like, they're juniors, so they kind of gotta have coaches talking to them and all this stuff now. Right. So it's like I'm already committed. I'm signing to where I'm going, all that. So I'm checked off the list, done. Like they gotta come in. So it was like
So your job was to help them get better.
Yeah.
So they can look better.
Because they'd be like, why am I not getting these minutes?
Right. So
but then it was like, because they gotta get these minutes.
It was like we had that talk at the beginning of the season. Like, all right, if my singers coming back, this is what I need y'all to do.
Yeah,
I need y'all to help these because y'all got y'all already committed. Your coach said it's okay for y'all to play. You keep y'all in shape and stuff. So these juniors are the ones that need to shine more. You know what I mean? And you dealt with it and you did a great job and everything worked out.
Yeah,
everything worked out for everybody. So yeah, but. It's next man up now. I got mine. Let me pull somebody up.
Yeah, let me grab somebody and help them.
Help them get this. So despite all that, right, everything that you overcome, because to me you fought, you overcame it. I'm still fighting, you're still overcoming stuff. So despite not being the quickest, like you say, you wasn't the quickest, the most amazing ball handler, which to me, ball handling and being a dribbler is two different things.
Yeah.
So you can handle the ball because you know how to protect the ball. I ain't need nobody to sit up there and do 35 dribble crossovers behind the back and all that stuff. I just need somebody who knew how to protect the ball, which you did. But despite not being the quickest, the most amazing dribbler, you continue to push yourself and the limit. So what motivates you to keep on working hard, even after you were benched or not given that chance to, shine?
It was just the understanding that my time will come and accepting that I need to be ready for when my time comes.
Right.
Because everybody, there's a day where your number is called. And so you don't want to have your number called and then not be ready. And then that be the reasoning why you're sitting. Like, boy, we gave you a chance, but what you didn't do nothing with that chance. So you can't get mad at us now. So for me, I just had to keep reminding myself there's a greater good. And I knew I wanted to play in college. So to me, okay, I'm not playing right now, but I want to play in college. So this right now is temporary because I want to play in college. So all this work I have to do, I'm going to do it so that I can play in college because that was my end goal. And when you have a dream and you have something that you want to accomplish, there's going to be trials that come and stuff that you face, but you don't want to give up because something's hitting you and something's hard, because getting through that will make you better to the end. Right.
Makes you like character, build your character, make you a better person and stuff like that. So like the game is just a tangible thing. I think the stuff that you go through is what really builds you as a person.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Because without basketball, I mean, what type of person you gonna be?
For sure.
When you go through hard stuff, basketball teaches you a lot of life lessons.
It does. It really does.
Teach you a lot of life lessons. Your journey, I've been there. I watched it. Is a testimony to your strength and your hard work, and your powerful perseverance. So what advice would you give a young athlete who feels like they're just consistently being overlooked or doubted?
I would just tell you that you have to, number one, believe in yourself. It's very easy when you feel like other people don't believe in you to start to doubt yourself. But your worth is not equal to somebody else. So like, just because, like for me, I felt like my coaches didn't appreciate me. So I equated that to like not being good, but the two don't equal each other.
Yeah, we had some conversations about that. Like, Phil, like, don't pressure it. Like, just keep on doing you.
Yeah. So it's like, don't allow them to discourage you from you. So it was hard when I felt like I was being overlooked. And it was difficult because when you're being overlooked, you can fall into the pattern of trying to overdo it because you feel like you're not being seen enough. So now you're trying to do too much.
Right.
But that other end of the scale is just as bad because now you're trying to do too much. You can hurt yourself. You can damage yourself, your confidence even more, because you always tell us like coaches can tell false hustle and they can tell like when you're trying to overdo it and trying to do too much. So if they see that, they don't want to deal with like false hustle and all that either. Right. Just understanding that, like I said before, every dog has its day. Right. There will be a time where they will look your way and call on you to get in the game. So you need to make sure you're ready, and you need to make sure that you're doing something with the chance that you're given, and just making sure that you are prepared.
Good coaches recognize hard work.
Yeah.
Good coaches know how to communicate with people like, yo, that's what I'm telling you. It's you're going to have your time. Trust the process, stay in the process. Now, it's some phony coaches out here.
Yes, not everyone.
That tells you that. And you can weed them out. Man, you phony. You just saying that so I won't. But for the most part, if a coach know that you're working hard, like they can tell you, but they don't really have to.
Yeah.
Like always tell you.
Yeah.
Like they know that like, they can just look at you like, okay.
And for me, that's always been a thing too. Right. Like, and we notice that now, especially as I'm in college. I'm like, Coach, they're not talking to me.
Right.
Does that mean that? Because as a kid, you always hear you should start worrying when I stop talking
to you. Right.
So for me, it's like, he's not talking to me, and I get myself all worked up. Like,
yeah, because I'm the same way, and only I say that based off of not somebody that's working hard, but somebody that ain't working hard. When I stop, if I'm constantly talking to you about, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, and you're not doing it, when I stop, that's when.
Yeah.
But if you're working hard and you know it, I don't gotta say that. I don't gotta say nothing to you.
And that was a struggle. I mean, I text you now and I'll be like, Coach, he's not talking to me. What do I do? What do I say? Should I text him and be like, no, just chill.
You
you good. Calm down. That's what I'm saying. Like, chill out. Like, you're okay. And I'd be like, all right, I'm taking your word for it. Like, I'm taking your advice. And I'd be hyperventilating. I be telling my mom, like, Mom, I don't know what this means. Like, please, can you read this and tell me if it's.
I mean, it's understandable because of what you've been through. So a lot of doubts that you had, and breaking up your confidence and stuff like that. So,
like, if he don't send an exclamation point and he just used to send one, I think he's mad at me because he's not sending an exclamation point. Or if he has my full name, because he'll call me Kai. So if he says Kyleigh, I'd be like, He's about to prepare me for the worst.
That's that overthinking.
It is.
That's that overthinking. And that overthinking can cause you, like you said, can cause you to overdo.
Yeah, it's your worst enemy. Overthinking can really be your worst enemy. Like Steve used to tell us all the time, like your brain can really be your own worst enemy. Like when you're trying to navigate life, because like you be your own worst critic. So it's like you be telling yourself you can't do something and you can do it, but you don't think you can. So you like, I can't do it. Like we don't.
Whatever you think is whatever you're gonna be.
Yeah.
You think you can't,
you're not gonna do it.
You're not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
So that was part of your struggle. So now you out of high school. So now you're going to college. So that was part of your struggle in college.
Yes.
Right? Because of everything that you went through in high school. Once you got to college, and then the college schools that was talking to you was hyping you up. But then when you get to college, you're like, this ain't what you said.
Yeah. And that's difficult too, because as a kid, you are you're taught, when people talk to you, say what you mean what you say.
Right.
When coaches talk to you, they gonna tell you something, and that's what it's going to be, and that's it.
Right.
So when I got to college and I experienced people like all summer telling me one thing, and then I get there and it's something different, I had to learn how to navigate that because I wasn't used to that. Like with you and like Titan and other coaches I've had, it's been like, this is what it is. That's it. I've never had to navigate you telling me one thing but doing something else. Right. I've never had to navigate that. So it was hard. And then I'm 3.5 hours away from home.
Right.
I don't have my car.
Right.
So I can't just go home. My grandfather is the closest person to me and he's 2 hours away. So I can't just call and just go home. I can't do that.
Right.
And I was like, I got to stick it out because I'm doing what I want to do. And I'm doing what a lot of kids don't get a chance to do. Right. So I got to stick it out. But it's hard because me and him are having one conversation, but it's not lining up when we get out there.
Right.
And Steve came to games, so Steve knows. But the game where we played down here and we played Notre Dame, I'll never forget it. I sat back, I was like, what are we doing? Like, it was just like, were they the better team? Yes. Could we have hung with them? 110%. But were they the better team? Yes. However, I just felt like we was out there doing whatever we wanted to do. And it was like, I was going out there and scoring and getting steals, and I'm getting taken right back out. And then I'm sitting there on the bench watching just a mess on the basketball court. And I'm looking at him like, just put me in the game. And Steve on the sideline telling me to run UConn with these girls that don't even know to play.
Funny thing, so somebody just told me this the other day. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Because you just told me about you and Miana.
Yeah.
At somebody running UConn.
Yeah.
So somebody told me the same thing. He was like, we was somewhere and we was just running UConn with these girls.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's so funny. Like, it's so funny. I work out with 6th graders now, and I'll be teaching them like old Steve plays. Like I taught them, I was like, guys, it works. Like I can show you film on
works 99% of the time
on how good it actually works. But it's like he's sitting there middle of the game because we're losing. They're shooting free throws. So I go over there. I'm like, yes, Steve. He's like, tell them to run UConn. They don't even know UConn. Like, what you want me to call a timeout and get the board and draw UConn over the board and then go in there
every time
and run it, and like we're not even running it. But it was a lot, and so then I, decided I had to leave. Plus, it was 3.5 hours away. And advice for y'all who are going into college: do not pick a school because you want to get away from home, because you've been in the house, you've grown up, you want to get out, you want to be your own person. No, I chose Keystone because it was 3.5 hours away, and it wasn't easy for her to just drive up there whenever she wanted and just see me on campus. No, didn't like the school. It was cold. Okay, I didn't have a car, 3.5 hours away, and I was, I miss you. Can you come get me, please? What?
I tell my girls to get away though. And only reason why I still want to get away is because there's nothing here in Baltimore. Getting away is a growing experience.
It is, but don't choose your school. Don't sacrifice like what you want to do because you just want to get away. Like for me, I probably could have got away and went to a better program, but I was just doing whatever I wanted to do because I just wanted to get away, and I wasn't really thinking about nothing else. And of course, being at Keystone and dealing with that messed with my mental health.
Right.
And me and Steve have a very close relationship. I would tell him, I'd be like, I don't know if I can handle this. Like, my mental health is not good. But he was just like, you can enter the portal, but the portal will be packed. You're going to have to, like, still reach out and stuff, but the portal will be packed. So you gotta know what you want to do. So I entered the portal and, I went somewhere else my sophomore year, but same conference. And so is Snooker. So I can't get away from
Well, this is going to be
there.
kind of different.
Yeah, because they merged. Yeah, so now we actually play. So I just talked to one of the friends that I have on another team. He's assistant coach. And he was saying, like, you're going to basically play, like, 8 teams. So you, like, pick the teams out of, like, both the conferences. And then you just play them twice. So you don't have to play everybody in the old conference.
Right.
You can play people in the new conference. You just play them twice. And then playoffs will happen. I don't know how they're doing playoffs. But he was like, you'll just play them twice.
Well, I think out of the 2 coaches you've been with, this one, he's straightforward.
Yeah.
Like, he tell you what he wants from you. And you're like, what am I supposed to do as a 3? Like, score.
See, that's the thing. It's like when he told me I was a 3, Steve, I ain't never played the 3 before in my life. Like, for you, I was the 1 or the 2. I've always been the 1 or the 2. I've never played the 3. So, because again, I am 5'4" for reference. So for me, my height fit the 1 or the 2. So when he told me he wanted to be the 3, and I looked on the roster and that 3 is 5'9", and I said, 3. I texted him, I said, he wants me to play the 3, and I've never done that before. What am I supposed to do? He was like, they score. And I was like, well, I was scoring as a 1 or the 2. He was like, well, they score more. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do that.
Just go out there and score. Score and play defense. That's it.
I could do that. And then it was like, it's kind of a mismatch because 3s are generally bigger. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm quicker than the people I'm against.
He going to go with a 4-on-1 end. That's what he's going to go with.
Yeah.
So he want more people that can handle the ball. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's a really good dude, man.
No, he's really nice. Yeah, he's really nice.
He's a really good. He ain't never lied to me or tell me like, because, all right, so other coaches that I talked to.
Yeah.
Like, when the coach that you're about to get with now, when me and him talk, we look each other in the eye.
They don't look you in the eye.
The other two?
Yeah, no.
When I say something, they be like, they look straight ahead.
And talk, yeah. They don't talk to you, they talk
like,
at
you're lying.
Like, through your teeth.
Like, tell me the truth, like you're lying, so I can, be able to help her better deal with the situation. Like,
so I know what I'm going into before I go into it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then at Bryn, of course, I got hurt. They thought I tore my meniscus. Yeah, they thought I tore my meniscus at Bryn. Mm-hmm. They thought I tore my meniscus. Because it was like, I got hit in the knee, and then I could still run and stuff, but it was painful. And then the weight of my blankets would hurt my knee. And that's like A1, like, you tore your meniscus. Like, that's the textbook question they ask. So, see, when I tell you I had KT tape and a knee brace. Like, I had both on so I could play in the two-day tournament we played in. Those were the only games I ever stepped foot in a Bryn uniform on for, was the 2 play-in tournament games in November.
Wow.
They thought I tore my meniscus, and I went to therapy. I went to the trainer on campus, and then I had the concussion. And then I was just like, okay, I got to get up out of here, because...
But even with the concussion thing, when I talked to dude about the concussion, he was like, oh, you know, really, like, she was acting like a baby. I'm like...
Yeah. Really? Baby is insane. I passed out, sir.
Right. Like,
for
really,
2 whole minutes. Like
so
and it was just like...
I will never send another kid.
I understand, like, certain types of players who will say they're injured because they don't want to do something. Like, I was the kid that used to fake tie her shoe. Side note, I used to fake tie my shoe when I didn't want to run and, like, condition. And I did it at Steve's one time. Never played for him before. Went to Steve's one time, and he was having us run. Okay, booking it. This was the first time I had ever done it. What was it, like an Indian run where you got to run around? Yep, this was the first time I'd ever done one. And we as a group decided we were going to jog it. Well, Steve wasn't having that.
Nope.
We were going to sprint it. So we were sprinting it, and then after a while, I was like, I'm tired. I need a break. So I bent down to tie my shoe. It was already tied. And I didn't peep that he had seen me do that. So he walked over to me. He's like, what are you doing? was like, oh, I'm tying my shoe.
Start running.
You better start running. That shoe's not needing to be tied. You're fine. But at the end of the day, it made me better. Like, I hate conditioning. I hate it, but you need it.
Don't nobody like it.
Yeah, especially them 20s.
Right, 20. Woo. Don't nobody. Man, they hated Michaela for that. When Michaela got that, we went to St. Andrews, and I told the coach, I said, "Give me your."
Bro, yes, because y'all brought that back, bro. And we all looked at Michaela. We was like, why would you let him implement that? Like, why would you let him? And she started enjoying it. So she was like, let's 24s. We was all sitting there like, who doing 24s?
Yeah, those 24s.
In that hot gym.
Right.
Could not do it.
Everybody doing 24s now. All my teams.
I mean, they're good.
Yeah, everybody do them now.
But I hate doing 24s. I was 24s and 17s. Yeah. I hated 17s because Steve used to time us.
Yeah.
And as like guards, we had a specific time we had to make. Let me tell you something about them 17s and that hot. And don't let you not count out loud. Stay hot. Stay hot. And don't let you not count. Don't let you not touch that line.
And I'm big fans we had in the gym.
Bro, and they didn't do nothing but just rotate hot air. Like,
fans, they do nothing.
Bro, we used to sit in front of the fan. Why we sit in front of the fan and we hotter than when we was over there in the middle of the gym? Like, I'm steaming right now.
Them fans ain't nothing in that gym. I'm like, yo, y'all need an AC in this gym.
Bro, what? Them fans ain't do nothing. Yeah, so I left Bryn, and it was just, I came home, and I texted Steve, I was like, wherever I go, it's gotta be my last school, because throughout my basketball career, I've always left places. I left the Cubs, I left the Bells, I left, I finally got to Tying U, so I didn't really leave, but it was like, I left Mount Carmel, I left John Carroll, I left Keystone, I left Bryn. You gotta find somewhere and stay there. So I texted Steve, I was like, I need to find somewhere to go where me and the coach are on the same page. We have the same goals. Our goals in line. He's going to tell me the truth straight up. We can have those conversations, and that can be that. Because I want to be successful. As a player, we all have goals and stuff like that. But like, I want to be successful. And he put me in contact with him. Told me to email. And I emailed, we got on the phone, and it's just been a great experience ever since then. I'm a very upfront person. I've learned to be an upfront person, right? Especially dealing with college coaches. You got to ask those tough questions. They want you to ask, but you still got to ask. So I was like, where do you see me? Because all that stuff is important when you're trying to transition to a new school. Right. So I asked him, and he was like, I want you to come in. I want you to be a scorer. I want you to create.
That's because you scored on him.
I mean, fair.
He was like, man, she killed us.
Fair. Both times.
Right. He's like, man, she killed us.
Well, the first time it was chill. The second time was where I had the 23 points and I had like 7 threes that game. That was the second time we played them. That's probably what he's talking about, because I ain't never shot like that before, and I ain't shot like that since then.
What I tell you.
Shooting pocket.
Shooting pocket.
Put it in your shooting pocket.
Shooting pocket.
Telling you, he took a whole summer, helped me change my shot.
Yep,
I used to shoot like this, just like that, with 2 hands. Put it right in the shooting pocket. I still be warming up like that. Put it here, roll it up, in your shooting pocket. When I'm about to shoot, I still be warming up like that.
Keep them same routines. Become a better shooter.
Yep.
People like, I saw the girl last night. I got to help her with that shot. She a good player, but all these girls shoot that here, had the ball here, and shoot that elbow out like this, and then when they come up, the ball go like.
That seems slow.
It is slow.
Okay.
So when you want to shoot, that's just like Steph Curry. His fault was on the same thing. Like, you're not gonna get that shot off in college. It's too slow. You got the ball all the way down here by your hips. Yeah. Like, you're not going. So you had to work the whole summer and change the shot.
Yeah. You can do it though. Like, you can take the summer to fix your shot, but it's really like, it's work.
It's work.
Because your shot becomes muscle memory. So it's just always trying to take you back to what you did originally.
Every time it take you back, you got to do it 10,000 times to fix it again.
Yep.
That muscle memory is crazy. So, but very compelling, inspiring story. I think it's going to help a lot of younger girls and probably girls that's going through the same situation. I think it's going to help them out. Because it's been tough.
Yeah.
And not just for you. A lot of our girls been through some tough situations and came out on top. Madison, you, Michaela. Like, y'all high school years have been tough.
Yeah.
But all y'all ended up where your high school coaches thought you wasn't going to end up at.
For sure.
In
For
college
sure.
playing basketball. So, you know, I'm so proud of y'all and the way y'all handle adversity. Even though you might not have took my advice at that time.
Yeah.
To hear y'all come back on to this podcast and say, Coach, like we really, you know, you might not have thought we listened to you.
Yeah, we listened. I mean,
we really
for
listened.
sure. Like in the moment, it's easy to be like, all right, whatever. Like, he don't know what he's talking about. He just want to yell. Like, take it from me as somebody who played for him. Like, I was just like, Steve just want to hear himself yell. Like, oh my gosh, I promise you, there's no talk. It's just straight to yell. That's all he want to hear. But then when you start to break it down and you start to realize, like, what he's trying to teach you, it works. Like, you got to listen to it because he's trying to teach you now. Like, I have people that I've played with in college who the lessons you taught me, they're still trying to learn. So it's important to have it down now. And this is like, Steve's not a person who's just, one, he's not somebody that just wants to hear himself talk. But two, he's not somebody that's going to tell you something if it's wrong. Like, he's not going to just tell you something that's not going to help you. Right. Obviously, it's to help you. So, like, you got to listen to it.
I ain't getting nothing out of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what does he get out of, tell me what he gets out of telling you how to go around the screen? Nothing.
I ain't getting nothing out of it but trying to make you better.
Like, what is he? I used to try to throw that pass from the top of the key to the corner
right,
all the time. Because to me, it looked open. And Steve would be like, Kyleigh, it's not going to be there in the game. We're practicing against each other. They don't want to hurt each other. But in the game, it's not going to be there. And I was like, whatever. Like, obviously, it's going to be open. Like, it's open now. Whatever. And I promise you, I did it in a game. And it was not open. It got stolen. And it went the other way. And it literally...
Told you.
And Steve looked at me and said, I told you it wasn't going to be there. I don't know why you looking at me. I told you it wasn't going to be there. And I was like, fair. And then, you know, he always would be like, make sure you're in shape before you get to college. And that was something I struggled with because, again, like, I hate conditioning and all that. And before, it's always been like, all right, like, I don't got to be the fastest. I'm still going to score. Mm-hmm. But then when you get to college, you playing against these grown women. Fast.
The game's faster.
It is. The game's a lot faster. The game's a lot quicker.
Stronger.
Yeah. So and you don't got time to do it when you get there. You do not have time to do it when you get there because you get there in August. This year was the year that so sophomore year, so last year technically, they allowed us to start workouts in October, like late September, early October. This was the first time they did that because freshman year we weren't allowed to be together.
And this is what I don't understand. D1 can get together in the summertime.
Yeah.
But D2 and D3, that don't make no sense to me.
Not at all.
I think every college level should be able to get together.
Yeah. It would help for sure, especially if we're together in the summer.
Right. When freshmen come in, August, that's the day you should be able to work out.
Yeah, and it's hard because, like, as a player so now I get it, right? So I texted the coach and I was like, hey, like, what's y'all's gym schedule? So I know, like, is there a certain time we can't be in there? A certain time we can be in there? Like, let me know. So he let me know, but, like, especially coming as a freshman, you don't understand, like, that you need to be in the gym, especially when you're a freshman. You got to learn stuff. So I definitely think that it would benefit all of us if we got together in the summer because even having the late September, that did a lot for us as a team and as like the freshman friends that I did have that came in, they benefited from being together longer than getting together in October and you scrimmage in November if you're lucky, and you only have like 5-6 weeks before you like that you gotta learn plays and learn, like, you don't have the time for that. So, like, especially for athletes, any athlete, but especially if you're transitioning from high school to college, it is a faster game. It's a harder game. It's a stronger game. Right. You can't go in there thinking that it's going to be the same because it's not going to be the same. You're not top of the cup like you were as a senior. Yep. You a freshman. So it's like, I was a 18-year-old freshman. Yep, I turned 19 in college. So I was an 18-year-old freshman. I'm playing with 24, 25-year-olds, playing against 24, 25-year-olds, sometimes older. So it's a whole different ball game. These girls are entirely different than anything I've seen before. So it was like, as a freshman, I wish we would have had like that summer to where I could have got in the gym, got acclimated to what college basketball actually was. And I am thankful because you did let us do the college. Like, we did get to scrimmage before I got there. We did get to scrimmage against college players before I got to college. So it was helpful because I could see the type of player that you need to be. Yeah. Like, because I'm playing against college girls. But at the same time, it's like, I wish they would let us be in there from August. Like, when you step foot on campus, all right, like, we got workouts. Like, right. And it needs to be ball, but it also needs to be like strength and conditioning, because you have to have both sides. Right. You have to be strong too, because in college it's also it's more physical of a game. So like, you're gonna get bumped and hit and everything, and you got to be able to take that, as well as you got to be able to dish it back. Right. If you can't and you want to be used, you got to be a certain type of person if you want to get playing time.
Gotta be tough. So I think, like, so now in high school, they allow us 3 weeks in the summertime to do like a team, like, workouts.
Yeah.
In high school, they back they don't allow us to.
They don't do y'all's blackout period no more?
Yeah, but like, so they start giving, especially public school. Yeah. They start giving us 3 weeks in the summertime where you can work out with your team. Okay. And then after those 3 weeks
it's nothing.
Nothing. So you got 3 weeks in the summertime, and those 3 weeks is where I take the time out to invite coaches
to come see
the girls work out.
Yeah.
So I did that last year. 3 of our girls got 3 of our seniors.
Yeah, I mean,
got recruited.
That's nice though. I mean, I definitely wish we could do that though. Like, have more time.
You already committed in July or the end of July, like July. Like, let the freshmen come in.
Yeah, especially
for 2 weeks or whatever.
Freshmen, especially if you live close to where you're going to school, like, or you can make that drive. I definitely think it would be beneficial to have, like, it's like fall sports, like volleyball and all them. Mm. Like, I have friends on the volleyball team at my new school. They're in the gym right now because they go to school they live up there or live near there, so they're like working out and stuff right now. And it's not necessarily like all the time with the coach, but they might get in there with other players, with each other, and help each other work out because they know what the game needs. Yeah. Exactly. So it's like you can get in. So I feel like it would definitely be important, to have that. But it's just a lot. Like, another thing you definitely got to learn is, like, especially in college, defensively, the game is a lot different. So, like, but, like, also as somebody who's being guarded by these girls, these girls take 110% pride in their defense. Like, it's not just something that, like, when you play in high school or, like, willy-nilly. Also,
some of y'all get exposed.
Yes. And also, you're not just playing teams who, like, because in AAU, a lot of times, like, you weren't like this. You would throw different defenses. So we would go zone or man, depending on who they had and all that. But some teams only go zone or only go man. Yep. That's not how it is in college. You got 4 or 5 defenses you might get thrown at you. You might get a 2-3, a 3-2, a 3-1. Like, girls be running a boxing one in college. Like, you got all these different defenses on you, and you got to make sure you're tough. Like, you got to make sure that you can dribble the ball, and everything isn't a crossover in front. Like, because people sit, so they will steal that. And Steve had to tell me that, because I used to cross right in front of my face, and it used to get tapped and stolen and go the other way. So you got to have other stuff. And it's like, I wish that they had the time to learn that. Like, it's because it's difficult to try to learn it, because in practice, you're not always going to go super aggressive because these are your teammates and you don't want to hurt them or injure them. But the game isn't the best time to learn either, because you don't really got time to change it. Like, you don't got time to be like, oh, okay, this is what I got to do, so let me do. No, because the game is fast, so you don't have the time to do that. So, like, I wish that they had time to get in the gym and, like, learn that, because that's the type of stuff that people don't talk about enough when you're going to college, is like that aspect of the game. People don't talk about that.
And then, like, playing high school basketball and playing AAU and seeing how all these girls score, I'm like, yo, the reason why you're scoring like that, because Shorty not playing no defense. Yeah. Like, that's help not even coming over there, reaching. Like, in college, no, help ain't reaching.
They're all the way over.
They all the way over. So
you gotta have, and that's what I struggled with my freshman year, was they watch film, okay? They read you, they study who you are as a player, I used to get charges called on me all the time because they would watch. They know I want to put my head down and get to the basket, and they slide all the way over. They want to take. They do the stuff that people don't necessarily like to do. They take the charges, and look, now I got 3 offensive fouls on me because I didn't know. So I had to adapt, and it took me a while, but I figured out you have to be creative with the ball as well.
And you gotta recognize the defense and where the help is coming from.
Yeah.
And do the thing you need to do before that defense gets there.
Yeah.
Y'all girls out here that are scoring 20, 30 points a game and think you this and that.
Huh?
Once you play against somebody that takes defense seriously, you ain't scoring it.
Oh.
They gonna make your life a living heck.
They're literally going to sit there and their coach is going to be like, pick them up full court the entire time. And you like, you not tired, homie? Like,
nah, dude, this is what I do.
I'm tired watching you, so you have to be tired doing it. But it's like, no, like these girls, and especially because the game is faster, you got to know what you're going to do. Like, if you drive in, you got to read it quick because that split second is going to result in a charge or a turnover or something like that. And then it's like, you don't want to turn the ball over and it's a valuable possession.
Right.
And that's another thing is like knowing, and you taught us this, like knowing, all right, I got 30 seconds left on the clock. We're down 2. What do I need to do? Yep. Because you don't want to turn the ball over and you don't want to give it away because there's 30 seconds left. If they get the ball, they're just going to dribble the ball out.
Yep. You got 0.5 seconds to make a decision.
Like, you have to know what you're going to do.
Yep.
And college is the same way, if not faster. Like, you have to read what you're going to do. Quick. And it's a quick decision. It's decision making. And I didn't learn that until like probably the second half of my freshman year, like the latter half. After winter break is when I really started to pick up on the fact that, like, all right, this is a different type of ball game. Like, this isn't something that's just simple and easy and I got it made. Yeah. No. Like, just, you might go somewhere where the program itself might be a little easier, but that doesn't mean your competition is any easier. So it's like, you're still playing harder teams. What are you going to do? What are you going to bring to the table? But also making sure that, like, because I struggle with this, you got to make sure you're doing everything over the summer to be prepared.
Right.
Because you don't want to get there and, like, the coach have an idea and, like, have a picture of where he's going to use you, but he can't because you didn't take the summer seriously. Like, you didn't get ready. So now he don't have time for you to wait. And guess what? He has people that he recruited just like he recruited you that took it serious. Yep. And now they're getting playing time and you texting your parents like, I'm not playing. Why am I not playing?
Yeah, I'm not getting playing. I want to transfer. I'm not getting playing time.
Yeah, like,
you ain't put the work in.
You didn't do nothing over the summer. Like, you sat back and you took what the coaches said and you ran with it and you sat back and you didn't do nothing. And now here you sit saying you want to leave. And it's like, you got to make sure that you're like, if you're doing everything you got to do and you're getting overlooked and you're not playing, that's one thing. But if you not doing everything you got to do,
that's on you.
That's on you. Nobody can do that work for you. And it's like, especially because I help out with the younger girls, they watch Caitlin Clark and players like that. So they try very hard to, like, do what she does. And
you're in the 6th grade, you ain't shooting
like,
from the half court.
even when I work with, like, older girls, because I help train older girls, it's like she does what she does and she's very good at what she does, but she practiced that.
A lot of people don't like. If you search the internet, you will see Caitlin Clark's workout. What she do over the summer. Like, if you want to be like her, then you got to work out like her. You can't just go out on the court. Like, everybody want to be Steph and Caitlin. Then you need to put up the shots that they put up.
Yeah.
You need to do the conditioning that they do because they come off the screens, they run hard. Like, you gotta be able to get hit like they do. You gotta practice in game speed, not jogging, get to your spots. So if you're willing to do that,
and you gotta understand, like, if that's what you want to be, no one's knocking that. But you gotta also, like you said, you gotta accept what comes with it, and you gotta accept that you're not gonna be able to do that. Like, you're going to have girls, best defensive players on people's teams up in your grill and up in your face. And how are you going to handle that? No, people don't like to be guarded up in their face the whole game. Like,
whole game.
nobody likes, like, it's uncomfortable, and people don't like being uncomfortable, and that's what you taught me, especially as a guard, as somebody who's handling the ball. Like, you're gonna have people in your face the whole time. Like, it's not gonna be easy for you. Like, you're gonna have somebody sitting in your face, watching you, seeing what you do, seeing what your moves are.
Yep, and how I think people's gonna guard you is how I want you to guard people.
Yep.
So we guarded 94 feet sometimes.
Yeah, we picked up,
get up,
pressing.
Get up on them.
Yeah.
They'll be like, no, up a little bit more.
No, like at half court. Oh, pick up.
No, pick her up.
And it would be like, but what if she goes by me?
I don't care. Get up on her. That's how you learn. You learn how. That's how she go past you the first time. She go past you the second time. Oh, she ain't doing this the third time.
Yep. You got to take pride in your basketball game. Like, and playing for, like, you, especially, like, this, you got to take pride in your ball game. Like, you taught us that. Like, it can't be just, like, when you get that ball in your hand, like, you got to know, like, it sounds cocky, but, like, when I get that ball in my hand, I feel like I'm the best to ever touch this basketball. Nobody can guard me. Yep. I'm going to the basket. I'm doing whatever I want with this basketball, and you and whoever else you put in front of me got to deal with it for 4 quarters. And that's just that. I'm going to get downhill. I'm going to score. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I guess you and your coach going to have to talk about it at halftime when you looking at the board when he talked about his pregame. Right. And you going to be looking at your coach like, I did what I was supposed I'm trying. Like, you got to have that type of sense of, like, pride and that type of, like, dog in your game. Because that's, if you don't have that, like,
She had that dog in her game.
Like, I'm gonna be like, I'm telling, give me the ball. Like, I'm sorry, just put the ball in my hand. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, but at the same time, like, when you have that in you, like, your coach will learn to trust that about you. Like, when you have faith in your game, your coach will have faith in your game. When you trust what you can do, your coach will trust what you can do. If you look like you are unsure of yourself and you look jittery and nervous every time you touch the ball,
you come out.
Like, they don't have faith that you're gonna, because they don't know what you're going to give them. So if I'm looking at somebody on defense and I know girl does not want the ball, like, she's scared of somebody being in her face, I'm going to be in your space because I know you don't like that. Yep. So I'm gonna get turnovers, and then you're coming out the game, and my coach is giving me a high five because I just got like 8 steals back to back. But it's like,
yo, so. Was you at this game?
I don't know, Steven.
So we was at Hood College.
Yes, I was at that game.
And you know, what's the name that played for Stevenson?
MJ. Yes, MJ. Yes.
Played for Stevenson. All right.
You so had her sister on the team.
So you know Phoebe made her quit.
I did not know that.
Yes, because Greg was coaching her.
Yeah,
and you know how she can shoot. I like Phoebe get her. She don't touch the ball.
No, I know, Steve. I was my mom has the video on her YouTube. I was there.
Phoebe made her quit. She told Greg, "I don't want to get back in the game."
That's insane.
That's how much Phoebe did. And this girl was a 3,000-point scorer at her school.
Yeah.
I said, Phoebe, she don't touch the game.
Well, me and Phoebe be talking about that now because I see her a lot. Me and Phoebe talking about that. We be like, bro, I be telling her all the time. When there was a matchup that nobody else wanted, Phoebe wanted that matchup.
I got that.
I love playing with Phoebe because she might not give you 20 points, and it might not show up in the book, but she gonna be up in that person's face guarding them the whole time. And it's not like Phoebe's fast too, but she don't look it all the time. So it's like, she's got speed, and I don't know where she pulls it out of, but she just
whole game.
No breaks. Like she gets breaks at timeouts. Like she be like, Steve, can I get water? Maybe in the free throw, he'll throw her a water bottle so she can get a quick drink on the sideline. But like, I love playing with her because I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do it. So yeah, and that was the game. That was a tournament where we made it to championship. That was a tournament we made it to championship, and bro, that was like the funnest I've had at like a tournament. That tournament was fun. And it was fun because we all like we were playing. I think we played really good that tournament. Yeah. Like especially like as a team, like me, Michaela, Alira, we just played really well. We played really well that tournament. And so I was like,
and the only reason why we lost that tournament, I think by a couple of points.
Yeah.
But guess what? Phoebe wasn't there at the championship.
She wasn't. And I got hurt. I hit my head.
Yeah.
I banged my head on the floor.
Yeah.
And I laid there and waited for my mom.
Yeah. Because Phoebe like that, like, defensively, once Phoebe start, everybody just start going.
Yeah, it's like once you see your teammate like diving on the floor and like playing aggressive, it's like that boosts your energy. Like Phoebe was playing defense. Now, mind you, we don't really trap unless he tells us to trap. But Phoebe's girl drove to me and I just stepped up and we trapped her and we got turnover. It's like when you see your teammate pushing and putting everything they have on the floor so that y'all can win, that as a player is you feed off of that. Like it's real important. Energy is really important. So like you feed off of somebody's energy. So if one person is down and just don't want to be there, like everybody's going to start to feed off of that. But if everybody's like even our bench, like even our bench was hyped. So it's like no matter what, like you could be coming off the court, you just played like the worst you ever played, but you on the bench cheering and screaming for everybody. That's important. And that's like when coaches say that stuff, people be like, yeah, I get it. Like your bench got it. Yeah, whatever.
Coaches look for the best teammates.
You
ain't the best. You can be the best player on the court. And I done had a lot of coaches say this. Gino done said it. A lot of D1 coaches. We already know who we going to go see. We want to see what type of team that you are.
Yeah, like we want to see what you do without basketball.
Coach call you out the game. You got your head down. You go to the end of the bench. I'm scratching you off my list.
Yeah.
You ain't getting none of your teammates a high five. That's telling me you
And I did that. My freshman year, we played in the quarterfinal game. We played a team. We played Clark Summit. We just beat them in double overtime. Then like 2 days before the playoffs to make it into the playoffs, we just beat them. And then they were like our rival. They were down the street. And we were losing, and I was mad that we were losing, and he put me in, and I had scored like 6 straight, and then he took me out, and I was mad. I didn't understand why. So I walked to the end of the bench, right next to that water cooler. I did not high five nobody, and I sat down, and I didn't care. Because I'm mad. Like, why? What are you doing? Like, I'm upset. And it was funny because after the game, Steve was like, what was that? I was like, what? I didn't even know he was watching the game. Why you come out the game and sit on the end of the bench? I was like, I'm mad. He was like, I don't care. Like, aren't you trying to transfer? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, what happens if they watch that game and they see that part of the game and you walked all the way down to the end of the bench and you sat there with like this look on your face of disdain and you didn't want to be there, and then they doing a timeout and you not even in a huddle. Like you sitting there getting water. Everybody sees that. And then not only does everybody see that, but like the other team sees that. So like they're feeding off of that. Like I've told like our girls during the AAU, like I've seen teams arguing. I'll be like, oh, they not together right now. Like we can run up the score because they're not all together right now. Like,
but one thing I can say about you, as far as like that was one incident. Every other incident, you're cheering on your team.
Yeah,
you're up cheering. Even when somebody I'm watching one game and you got took out the game, and I'm like, why did you take out? And you stayed on the bench. Yeah, let's go. That's one thing I told. Like when Whistler asked me about you, I was like, oh, she's a great teammate. She gonna be the best cheering for you, all the girls.
Yeah.
And all that. No matter what's going on, she's gonna do that.
Yeah, and I told him that, and that's important too. Like coaches know, like, okay, you can score, but it's like, what else do you have to offer? It's like. And he texted me that when I asked him what he wanted, like out of me, he was like, being a great teammate, especially to the freshmen, because you come in with a lot of experience and they might come to you and have questions and things of that nature. So you got to be a good teammate to them. I've always been proud of myself and been big on like being a good teammate, because it's easy for everybody to be a good teammate when you're winning, but it's very hard to be a good teammate when you're losing, especially if, and I will say this, and I love us, but we used to get blown out. Like, I'm not going to lie. We used to get spanked. Like we used to get spanked. And it was hard because nobody likes to lose and nobody likes to get spanked at all. So I realized, like, even if I'm the only one on the bench, I'm going to cheer for y'all, because that can really boost your confidence. Like, yeah, we may be down, but my teammate is over here cheering for me because I scored, and it might have been just a layup, and it might not have even been a drop in a bucket that we needed, but she still supports me in what I needed. So of course, and then that builds off the court as well, because you want to make sure that you get along with your teammates on and off the court. So off the court as well, like you got to be a good teammate. So it's checking in on your teammates every now, like checking in on them, seeing how they're doing, you know, being like, hey, you know, how's it? I still talk to girls that I played with on his AAU team. We still text each other.
Yep, everybody still talk and text
like,
and everything.
We still have a relationship. And that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't a good teammate. Because nobody wants to deal with a bad teammate. Nobody does. And and I'm sure they would have complained about me if I was a bad teammate. And it's like, I'm going to cheer for you whether we're up 20 or down 20. I'm going to cheer for you whether you have 40 points or 0. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, basketball is bigger than just basketball. Right. Like, these are people that you create bonds with for the rest of your life. So what are you gonna do? Like, my dad played college football. He still talks to people that he played college football with. Like,
one thing I'll tell you is don't use basketball to let basketball use you. Yeah. So use basketball to travel, use basketball to build relationships.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Yeah.
You can go to college, get your degree, become some type of technician or whatever.
And you never know.
Person you play basketball can own a company like, hey, I need
you to come work for me.
I need you to come.
Like, it's those types of bonds that basketball can.
I don't care what nobody tell you. In this life, only way you get somewhere is by knowing someone.
People that it's important. The people that you know play a role in
how your life's going to be.
It is, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like I want to coach when I get older. I've always told you, like, I want to be a basketball coach one day. Like, I want to coach at the high school level or something like that. Playing basketball, like, you never know. Like, there might be a situation where I'm out of school, you stop coaching, and you're like, I'm gonna put in a good word for you because you want a job or you want to coach. Or my old teammate is an educator, works at a school that needs a coach, and so they like, hey, we need a coach. And this girl played basketball with me. She's a great person and all that kind of stuff. So now you have a job doing what you want to do because you have a relationship with somebody based off of basketball. And for me, of course, I had to get out of the mindset of wanting to be a scorer, because you do want to score. You want to have points and all of that. And I told you that. I was like, I'm trying to, because to me, I thought I equated being seen with having the most points. Right. So like, I'm thinking I got to go out here and be Kyrie Irving for me to get to college. Like, I'm being very serious. But there's so much more that goes into basketball. And so Steve helped me realize that, yeah, it's cool to score, but like, there's other stuff that goes into it. Like, can you pass the ball? Because you can score all day long, but can you dish to everybody else? Are your teammates just as important? And are they scoring?
Are you getting your teammates better?
Because are you having 30 points and everybody else is having 4 and 6? Like,
and you're losing and they're not getting better.
Exactly. Like, it's can you pass the ball? Like, can you read the defense? What's your basketball IQ like? Yep. All that stuff goes into being a college player. And so now I have a different approach to the game. And so going into this new environment, like, he is very straight with me and very honest. So I've been able to benefit from that. And now going into it, I'm not as nervous and all that. I'm just like, all right, like, I know what I want to do. Like, I have faith in me, but also I can tell that he has confidence in me. So it's like, I don't need to overdo it.
Right. Yep. So we don't need to overdo anything anymore, ever again. So listen to it, guys. This is somebody that been through a hell of a journey, had to learn and grow.
Yeah.
Wisely, you can hear it in her voice. She's grown. She's matured about the game, and I think we got 2 more years.
2 more years.
This year, next year.
Yes, my junior year, which is this coming semester.
I think this is going to be the best 2 years of your college.
For sure.
Basketball.
And my grad year.
Yep.
I'm going to take my master's.
I know I'll be coming to Western again.
I mean, of course, I would literally not be. Well, you're going to be busy coaching.
I'll be there watching.
Watch, he gonna be online texting me like, I'm in the game. He gonna be texting me stuff that he sees, or he gonna be texting my mom. He gonna be texting my mom. He could be like, Steve said to da 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 da. Steve said run UConn. All right.
Matter of fact, your coach gonna be down here pretty soon. We going out to lunch pretty soon.
That's nice.
So he gonna come down this summer. He come down to the gym anyway.
I was about to say, didn't he come down last year?
Yeah, he came down last year. So he come down and out.
That's
he
nice.
He won a couple of girls, but.
You said he wanted.
he wanted a couple girls, but I'm kind of glad that one of them ain't.
Okay, got it.
Because she ain't doing nothing. I wish she. I don't know. I told her father, don't even send her where she going at. Let her tell stay home somewhere. She ain't doing nothing. She ain't working on a game.
Yeah. But you don't want to.
She gonna learn hard. She gonna learn the hard way.
You don't want to stay stagnant either. Like in basketball, you always want to be getting better. If you don't use it, you gonna lose it. You always want to be getting better, and you don't just get to.
My thing, if you don't want to work, don't play.
That's what I'm saying. And
you don't want to put the work in. Don't waste my time. Don't waste
your own time.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your parents' money.
Yeah.
So my blog that I put out today was about how to navigate your money and stuff.
Yeah.
Doing AAU and stuff like that. So it's giving parents tips on how to handle funding for AAU. And stuff like that. And my thing is, if you're not gonna, I'm not paying for me to go to hotels every weekend and all that stuff.
Gas.
If I gotta tell you to go outside and dribble the ball, if I gotta tell you to sit in your room and shoot the ball up in the air and practice your form, like you don't got on a rainy day. Like literally, guys, you can just sit in the room and just handle the ball back and forth with your hands.
Sit, watch TV, play with the ball in your hands, practice, like all that kind of stuff is important because, and that's just like, it's the work. It's great if you come into practice and you're energized and you're intense and you're there and you have a good practice, but it's the work that you do outside of practice that's going to get you better, because practice, you have 2 hours.
When you're by yourself, you got unlimited time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have maybe 2 hours, and then that 2 hours is not spent focusing on your skill. Right. You got to do team stuff. You got to work on your plays. You got to do all that stuff. Your coach is not just watching you. They're watching everybody else. So all of that stuff, and the work that you do outside of the sport, like the work that you do outside of practice and all of that, it makes you better. But it also prepares you for when you get to college and nobody is there telling you what to do. Because
they're going to leave you in the gym by yourself.
That's what I'm saying. They will leave the gym open for you. Yeah. Whoever comes in, comes in. Whoever doesn't. And that speaks to your coach. Because to the coach, if you don't want to do anything besides practice, you don't really want to play.
Right.
You don't really want to. If all you're giving me is the bare minimum, all you expect out of yourself is the bare minimum. If that's all you expect out of yourself, how you want to benefit my team?
How and what should I expect out of you? I'm
exactly.
Expect out the bare minimum.
Exactly.
You ain't working hard.
You're not. If you're okay with just being like, you should always be growing, and like you told us, you gotta become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yep. So like, you gotta be comfortable with. There's gonna be times where you're tired and you're sore and your body hurts, but you got to push through that. Like, your mind gives up long before your body does. So you have to push through that and just be like, all right. Like, I may be tired, I may be sore, I may not feel well, but that don't mean I can't do nothing. Okay, you don't feel well. Like,
if you don't feel well, watch some film.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and don't watch film. Like, don't watch film to see what you're doing that's good. Like, okay, don't watch film because you see that you had 20 points this game.
Right.
That's not why you watch film. Like, watch film to see where, okay, I might have had 20 points, but I had 7 turnovers. Why'd I turn the ball over?
And I shot the ball 50 times to get 20 points.
What was wrong with my shots?
Where was my hot spots at? Where was I more efficient? Where was I more efficient at? And let me try to get to those spots every time.
Yep. See what the defense gave you that you didn't read in game. She was open. I didn't see that in the game.
Right.
All right, next time I know if I come here and they play it the same, she'll be open. Like, that's the type of read you got to make. See what you have, and then watch film, and then take what you watched film and practice that. So if you see, all right, I got to work, my passes aren't strong. Let me go and bounce my ball off of a wall or something. I'm fumbling with the ball. All right, let me do some dribbling drills. And then if you don't know what to do, please ask for help.
Man, look, y'all had more help than we had coming up.
Well, see, yes,
like,
some players be like, they don't ask for help.
But my thing is, you be on Google, you be on Instagram all day.
But you know what? They be doing that because
and watching the wrong things.
Yeah,
like,
so what I'm saying, so like,
the wrong thing.
Social media is very, especially with basketball. Like when you watch, clips. It's clips of stuff.
It is
like
oversaturated.
It's clips of stuff. So you see the clip of something and you be like, oh, that's hard. Let me go copy that. You've never tried to do this before a day in your life. You think that you're just going to go out there and do it. That's not how it works. So it's like, you got to know when to do stuff. And then when you practice it, and as somebody who struggled with this, I used to tell you all the time, I can do moves all day long. But when I get to the game, I don't know why they're not coming out. Because I don't practice them on my own. Like, I'll do it in practice, but I'm not going out there every single day.
Scrimmaging and trying to practice.
I'm not doing that. Yeah. So when it comes to the game, and now I'm playing people who are up in my group.
And you trying it for the first time. Like
you fumbling with the ball and you're not understanding why it's not working because you don't practice that. So now I am practicing it. So when I go scrimmage and I go hoop with other people, I'm doing it. So it's like, oh, all right. Like, I'm playing in games and now I'm doing it. But it's also helping me learn how to read my defender, because I was a person who I might do a move and I might beat you, but then I want to come back to the way I just came from. And that defeats the purpose of the whole move, because you just beat this person. So I was an over dribbler. Like, I'm doing too much dribbling. And yes, he used to yell at me for being an over dribbler because I'm dribbling the air out the basketball. And I don't need to.
Get past it. Once you pass it, just go.
Literally, just get past her and go. Like, I struggled with that. So it's just about learning that kind of stuff. And then, like, understanding what the game calls for, especially as a guard. You don't have to do 4 dribble moves to get by somebody. Like, sometimes you can just hit them with a mean little jab and go. Like,
man, look, fakes will make your game 10 times. And I be telling my young girls this: fake a pass to make a pass.
Yeah, I mean, you told us that. So
right, it makes your game. It's for one, to cut down on turnovers.
Yep.
For now, it makes your game 10 times better when you use fakes. If
Yep.
you look at ball players, a lot of them use fake jab steps, up and unders. Like, and it gets people.
It does because they bite on it because they don't know what you're going to do. Like, they have to play you honest, so they have to play you like you're gonna pass or you're going that way or you're going up.
Did you see when Sabrina came out on court? They was playing against the Fever, and she fit the pass the whole
defense. I did it my freshman year. I did it. We had a girl on our team who was a shooter, and everybody knew the ball was going to her to shoot the three, and so I was like, okay, well, they know it's going to go over here. They was turning and looking like everybody went this way. And I swung it the other way. And the other girl on the other side hit the shot because they're so focused on the shooter on the other side. Well, that stuff works. And you hear it and you, especially if you don't always see it work, you don't realize that it will work. But it does work. And all that stuff. Like, I played at AU with him for 2 years, 3 years, 2 years. I played at AU for 2 years. The summer going into my senior year when I played for you and for Ty, but for you when we went to Elizabethtown, we went to that shootout, that was probably the best I've ever played at AU before.
I remember that. Remember that. Oh my God! The end of the game bucket,
bro. The buzzer beater.
Yeah, the buzzer beater.
That we won the game.
Yeah.
I was all right. So everybody dreams about hitting buzzer beaters, right? Everybody dreams about it, but you always want that to be you. But like, I promise you, this game. We were back and forth with them, and this whole tournament, I was kind of cooking. But, like, this game specifically, I was trying to really, because I wanted us to win.
Right.
So it got, like, down, and these refs were bad. So, like, we had something to prove. Then they were saying we were trying to be malicious. So we had stuff to prove.
That's when we was about to walk off the court.
That's when we was about to walk off, yes. And Michaela ran off the court, walked to the court and grabbed her book bag, basketball shoes still on her feet. Yes, we was about to leave.
My girl ain't malicious. Like, we playing ball just like they playing ball. They fouling us harder than what we fouling them.
Like, the girl came around my whole neck and they let it go. But he drew up a play, and I shot the ball and that brought us, I think they made it, like, I don't even know what the score was, but I made it. They come down, the girl misses her free throw. So we get the ball back again. I dribble down the floor. I see somebody wide open, so I throw it. Now, I threw a pass. I threw the one-handed pass that Steve hates, right? The one where you throw it from, like, back here. Yeah. So I threw it, and it got tipped, but she caught it. She gave the ball to Isha. I'll never forget it. She gave the ball to Isha. Isha gets it. She swings it to me. The girl tries to steal it. I get it. I'm off balance. I throw up a prayer, and it goes in. And I'm screaming up and down, like I'm running over to the side because our young girls were on the side. Yeah. So I'm screaming. Everybody's jumping in the circle. That was the first game where I hit this little Euro, and everybody was screaming because homegirl looked the entire other way. Like, that's probably the best basketball I've ever played. Like, that was the best basketball I've ever played because, like, I say this because I had him and he was hard on me. Like, Steve was hard on me. He could tell when I was not working out. He could tell when I wasn't putting in work, when I wasn't playing right. He could tell all of that. So this was the tournament where I was like, you know, maybe I should actually listen. Maybe I should actually use what he's telling me. We played. And that was like, first of all, that was so fun. Like, staying in the dorm and all that was so fun because I got to live.
You got to experience that college.
You get to experience life, sharing shower, like a communal shower, all that stuff.
We had to go to
the cafeteria to eat, yeah, walk together and all of that. So it was definitely fun and it was definitely exciting. And then I stayed for the shootout and I literally wish I didn't because I fell asleep. Me and Deja fell right asleep on the floor of the shoot because I was dead leg. Like, I was dead tired. We had been there for like 4 days. We had played every single day. Like, even when you first get there, you say hello to people, and then you play. Like, you literally play that afternoon. So, like, I was so tired. I was dead leg. I couldn't even run. Like, I was so done. But, like, I say all that to say, like I said, your time will come because the me that when she first picked up a ball, where I am now, younger me used to dream about, like, I would put this stuff on my, like, if I show vision boards of, like, where I was in 6th grade, like, the stuff I'm doing now, younger me used to dream about that kind of stuff. And again, it always takes me back to, like, when I was younger and I told myself that watching those girls on TV was not attainable to me. And now I'm doing the one thing that I always wanted to do. And then people that overlooked me and never took a chance on me, because same people congratulating me, telling me I'm doing a good job. Like, them players who played over me, some of them ain't even playing ball nowhere. So it's like, I said all to say, like, don't give up on yourself. Like, continue to believe in yourself and your goals and your dreams and understand that it can happen for you, but you don't have to give up on, like, anything.
That's good advice. And I really appreciate you for coming here, telling your story, and being honest about your story and yourself and the things that you went through. Because a lot of it's hard for a lot of people to look at themselves and be honest with themselves. Yeah, it is. So that just shows me growth. Yeah. Hearing all of y'all come on here and hearing y'all growth and things like that just shows me, like, these girls really grew, like, and this experience really helped them grow. And, like, y'all had to go through me. Y'all had to go through Coach Austin. You know what I mean? Y'all had to go through some of the toughest coaches out there. Yeah. That we demanded the best. You did every day. Every day.
You wasn't missing practice. You wasn't, no, unless you were sick or something, you wasn't missing practice. You wasn't texting your coach 30 minutes before talking about, hey, I can't come to practice. And all the lessons that you was trying to teach us about how college works, you realize it now that you're in college. Like, these college coaches don't play. Like, you can't come to practice lazy, not wanting to run, not wanting to do stuff, and thinking that they're going to sit there and be like, all right, that's fine. They'll be like, all right, and you'll sit left bench, and you will be watching everybody else, and then you'll be telling your parents, I want to come home, I don't want to do this no more. Like, you legitimately have to want this. Nobody can want this for you. Like, I love it. You can't just, like, at a certain point, it's got to be past, I like playing basketball. Yep. It's got to be, I love playing basketball. Like, everybody, especially because I work with younger girls, I ask them to decide whether they love basketball or like basketball, because those are two entirely different emotions.
And that's what I used to ask y'all, like, what do you want to do with this? Do you want to just have fun? Or do you want to go play college basketball?
Because those are two entirely different things. Like,
and I'm going to coach you.
And they're two different work ethics. Yeah. If you want to just have fun, I can coach you like that. I'm not going to be that hard on you and scream at you and do all of that. But if you want to play basketball in college and this is your end goal, I'm going to coach you and be on you like you want to play ball in college. And it's okay if you don't love basketball. Basketball is not for everybody. And that's all right. You can play and have fun and stuff like that's cool. But if this is what you want to do, then you also have to make sure that your actions show that. So if somebody looks in your life, can they tell that you love playing basketball? Right. Like, outside of you, if somebody looks at you, can they be like, oh, I can tell that she loves playing basketball? you have to make sure that your actions follow that. If you love playing basketball, your work ethic should show that you love playing basketball.
Because you will always have a ball in your hand. You will always have. That's the only thing you talk about.
Yep.
You always have a ball. With anything in life, I talk about this all day.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about my podcast all day. I talk about basketball all day. I talk about my book all day.
Yep.
I talk about everything that I love doing. That's the only thing I'm talking about. That's what I talk about.
And I'm in that space now, and it took it's growth. So it took me a while to get here, but now that I'm trying to go to a new place, I have a different understanding of basketball and where I want to be and what I want to do. So for me, my parents will tell you, he will tell you, my family will tell you, I'm constantly hey, can I go to the gym? Can I just, I'm about to be at the gym. I'll text you. Oh, you have my location. I'm about to be at the gym. Oh, I'm about to go lift. I'm about to go run around my neighborhood. I'm always talking about it.
Good times. She still listening to you.
Yeah. I'll be like, I just texted me and Phoebe are getting girls together, and we're just doing little runs and stuff. And Steph and Isha actually DM me on Instagram and was let me know, what you're doing. We would love to come. So, and now that you telling me the people becoming in your practice, I'm ready be up there.
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Newtown.
I'm ready. Right be up there, right with them girls. But, and that's another thing is it's really nice to have the ability to come back to to a program and be able to talk to younger people. And I wish I had that sooner. Right. Yes, you had us talking and playing against college girls, but I wish I had that as younger me. So I wish 8th grade me, 9th grade me, I wish younger me had that. So I understood a different side of basketball. Mm-hmm. And so I got it a little sooner than when I understood it. So now I'm constantly in the gym. Even now, I'm fighting my allergies, and I'm still all right, I'm ready to go work out. I'm ready to go to the gym. I'm constantly honing my craft, because what I understood and what it took me a while to get is there will always be somebody better than you. Right. And the seconds that you're taking not working, they're working.
They're working.
It's competitive, especially trying to go to college. You all trying to fight for a spot. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is promised. Nothing is given to you. So if you go, and he told me that, he said, I think you can do it, but it's up to you. Yeah. So yeah, you can say all the stuff you want to do, but you got to get there and prove it and do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's how it got to work. Glad you came.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Let everybody know where they can reach you on your social media. Follow us so they can start following you.
If you want to follow me and my journey, my Instagram is KYYDAABRATT.
All right, got it. So thank y'all for listening today. Yeah. It was an awesome talk. So everyone, thanks everybody for tuning in, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at SQ Basketball Chronicles. That's SQ Basketball Chronicles. You can catch more episodes at Coach Q on YouTube and Full Court Dreams. You can also listen to us on Spotify Music, iHeart. Check out my blogs and my book on my website at sqbasketballchronicles.com. Please check us out. And we got some merchandise up now for Father's Day. We got, and it's on sale, some stuff on sale today, but that's today. Well, you ain't going. By the time this video come out, we might still have a sale, but but check out our merchandise on redbubble.com. Just type in Underdogs DAWGS. Merchandise will come out. We got some nice shirts, coffee cups, things like that. Some nice merch that you can purchase to help us out. Because as you see, my studio right now, I'm trying to build this to a studio. So every little thing will help us.
For sure.
Yeah, to help us, give you a better experience with our podcast and everything like that. So we really appreciate our listeners out there. Keep on listening. And remember, every underdog has their day. Kyleigh, thank you again for coming out, sharing your incredible journey with us. Until next time, keep dreaming, play bold, and remember, it's not the size of the fight in the underdog that counts, right? It's the hard work. So yeah, y'all keep on moving, keep on playing, stay safe, holla.